next episode of Unplug Tech. We are very happy to introduce our next guest. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Fairy Dharawat. I'm from India and I work basically as a writer and I'm co-host of Unplug Tech. Over to you, Meher.
Hey everyone, it's wonderful to be back with a new episode. We just finished WordFest Live, and it was a great event. And happy to be back interviewing amazing people. My name is Meher Bala. I am a front-end website developer, a co-host of Unplugged Tech. I'm passing on the mic to Divya to introduce herself, let our audience know where she's from and what's her background.
Hey everyone, this is Divya here. I'm from India, and I'm currently the co-founder of an upcoming conscious marketplace called Bulky.
Nice name. It's a nice catchy name.
Thanks. It's actually an interesting take on an Urdu word, and we've tried to kind of give a very contemporary meaning to it. So Balke, what the kind of message that we're trying to portray is switching to better alternatives. So how we say iske balke ye. So that's the take on the entire concept.
So tell us a little about how did you get into digital marketing? Like, can you share your journey with us, like when you started it out?
Definitely. So how I got into it has a very interesting background, I'll tell you. So I was always interested in fashion and the lifestyle segment. And I wasn't really into the artistic end of it, but I was always interested in the commercial end of it. So getting into digital marketing took a while. I basically started with testing the water by, trying out different avenues that are related to the fashion business segment. So let's say merchandising, online merchandising, buying, retail buying. I did like a 2 days internship at a retail store as well, but that didn't work out. And it's later on I figured that, I fit more in the marketing department of any lifestyle brand. This was about, I would say, 3 to 4 years ago. Yeah. So while I was interning with a retail brand, I kept on switching departments during the course of 6 months. And that's when I realized that, it just sticks, like marketing sticks with me. And then right after graduating, right after finishing my 4 years bachelor's degree, I started working with a startup and I got into their marketing team. Now, what happens is usually if you would see that digital marketing is more, I would say, relatively, I would say, economical and accessible and easier for a startup to kind of get their awareness out there. So that's how I got into it. So me in a marketing department, also me working in a startup, a major chunk of my marketing activities and campaigns would be on the digital space. So that's how I got into the digital marketing space.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Like I think when this digital marketing really evolved, I think we all were there. I mean, it's just like maybe 5 years back, it has really thrived.
Yeah, it's actually caught up more. I'll tell you why. I mean, especially in the pandemic, because firstly, offline marketing can get expensive for a smaller brand.
Yeah.
It's not as widespread. With digital, you can just get the word going in a jiffy. So which is why there's been an entire shift in marketing. And even now, when you look at it, any person who would be into marketing per se, I would say that 70 to 80% of the job would involve dealing with the digital space.
Right. Okay. So, can you tell us a little, tell us about your time in Barunii and Stac? Okay, so now that we know that you have such rich experience and in digital marketing, and you've also worked in Barunii and Stack, and how did it help you to take a leap of faith in entrepreneurship?
So honestly, I'll tell you something about myself. I always avoided going into business. Like I was sure, like 110% sure, I'll never become an entrepreneur. Simply because I like schedule. I like organized timelines. I like my 9 to 5 routine, and then having my yoga in the morning, dinner at 7 p.m. I'm that sort of a person. And being an entrepreneur actually involves you to be very flexible with your timing, with your goals, everything that's revolving around it. Honestly, I think it's entrepreneurship as a path that chose me.
Okay.
So I was very happy with my job at
Yeah.
Barunii, especially because I was working under this really amazing leader who brings in such rich experience. So she's been in the industry since past 20 years at a very great level. So that was the biggest motivation to join Barunii in the first place. And when she said that she's starting something of her own, I would say all the employees just went crazy because literally everybody would try to get into the company because of her. So she was the ideal figure in the office, I would say. So my journey at Barunii started because, again, as I said initially, I was just trying to test my waters. I was trying to figure everything out, and being at a startup was the best place to try stuff out. So let's say even when I joined Barunii, I was the marketing executive over there. But honestly, my role involved doing bits and pieces of literally everything. So while I'm definitely looking at my Facebook ads manager and my social media strategies, what sort of content should go up, plan the media calendar with my manager, while all those things were happening, I was also, at days I was taking care of the, just shipping out the parcels, packaging all the materials, and even coordinating with all the brand partners with regards to their inventories. Is the website updated with the latest products? Are the discontinued products listed out or not? Any sort of errors even on the website, I would just ensure that everything is in place along with my manager, of course. So that is what I loved about my job over there. I even did a bit of graphic designing for them in that case. So just to give our listeners a little bit of introduction on Barunii, Barunii is a premium beauty marketplace which hosts a lot of beauty brands, fragrance brands, skincare brands.
Okay, that's
That's
Yeah.
nice. So you did wear multiple hats in Baruni.
Yeah, yeah. And I think after 2 years of working with them, because of the pandemic hit us all, and the business was kind of just, I couldn't see my professional growth anymore at the point, and we were all working from home, and I realized that I needed some change because I wanted to kind of understand what I truly want, because I realized that in the corporate ladder, I can't just be um, I would say I can't just enjoy doing multiple things. I need to kind of have like a straight path for myself. And I wanted to understand where that path is. So that's why, I started looking out for different jobs, and that's when I stumbled upon Stack. Now, here's the funny thing. At Barunii, I joined Barunii when it was at a very organic stage, I would say. Like it was right when the website had launched. I worked with them for 2 hours. It's not sorry, not for 2 hours, for 2 years. I'm so sorry. And then when I joined Stack, I realized that Stack again is a 2-year-old company. It was a 2-year-old brand. So things were pretty much aligned and defined over there for me. So I joined there as a digital marketing manager. So my role now was kind of sharpened. I wasn't just doing multiple things, but I was doing multiple things in my own segment, which was the digital marketing space. I worked there for a brief period, and surprisingly, I wasn't quite enjoying limiting my tasks for the day. Like I would still want to know what's happening in the order management section, what is happening with the PR department, what is happening in terms of different conceptualizing on new products. So I wasn't quite enjoying after a point, and I was kind of struggling to figure out where my path is. And while all of this was happening on the professional front, since the past 3 to 4 years, I, as a shopper, was changing my, I was kind of exploring my shopping habits. And being and studying fashion, I realized that there were a lot of implications of how we shop, where we shop from, what brands do we deal with. And while all the exploring was happening on the professional end, I was kind of starting to look out for alternative brands to shop from as a consumer. Um, that was happening on the personal front. I started switching to cruelty-free brands. I started switching to eco-friendly brands that use biodegradable fabrics, or who are being very transparent about what sort of wages are they paying to their cardigans and unskilled workers. So all of that was also happening in my life. So when I say that the entrepreneurship life chose me, that's how it all shaped up. So I think it was on the yoga mat. I was just finishing my yoga session on the mat, and I realized that, hey, you know what? I need more sports brand. I need a new pair of legging for myself. And I was like, okay, now again, I'll have to go through this massive process of researching on brands, figuring out what they're doing. Is the fabric recyclable or not? Is it biodegradable or not? And I was like, why don't we have just one space? And that's when I was like, maybe I could try it. Maybe why not collect brands who are into this space, who are conscious, who are mindful, and put them under one roof. And that's when I thought that maybe, okay, this sounds something interesting. And anyway, I'm not pretty much enjoying my job at the moment. So let's just give it a shot. I'm still young. I don't have that many responsibilities. I don't really have that many people to kind of, basically, I'm not accountable for a lot of people. So I think this is the right time to even experiment. Like, even if I fail, why not? Let's just give it a shot. So that's how it all kind of started happening.
That's good to know about your story. I'm like, I get to know a lot about the insights and how you got into entrepreneur journey, because when I stepped away from my 9 to 5 job, and I was looking for basically a flexible time, because I thought my 9 to 5 job was not giving me the flexibility to, work anytime and stuff. So that is the reason I got into freelancing. So it's interesting to know how other people's journey has, from a 9 to 5 job, has gone into an entrepreneur. But a lot of people feel that, there are pros and cons of being an entrepreneur, especially, family, friends. They don't, they feel hesitate, because entrepreneurship is, at least in the initial stages, till you get your base done, it's, it goes up and down. So
Yeah.
according to you, what are the pros and cons of getting into entrepreneurship at this time in 2021, especially the pandemic time?
Yeah, that's quite interesting because, see, one thing that's common throughout as a pro, I would say, irrespective of what year you are in or what timeline is it, of being an entrepreneur, is, of course, you get to do what you truly want to do. I mean, nothing surpasses that. B, the flexibility, as you mentioned, either you're a freelancer or you have your own thing going on. It's up to you what you need to do. But honestly, it's a double-edged sword, I would say. Because while you may say that my timings are flexible and all of that, but if there's a task, waiting for you at the door, it needs to be done right now. And as an employee, I can still say that, what, it's 7 p.m., I'm shutting my laptop, I'm going to look at it on Monday, on a Friday evening for that matter. But if you're an entrepreneur, you need to do it ASAP, irrespective if it's a Sunday, it's a Saturday, it's 12 a.m., it's 3 a.m. Honestly, that can be streamlined. I am also struggling with it. I want to kind of have like a streamlined, I would say, timetable for myself and a schedule for myself. But honestly, when you have your own business or your own projects running on, it's just very difficult to do that for a lot of people, for that matter. So while that is a pro that you can, take a leave on a Monday, if you have your own personal functions happening, or if you just want to kind of take a break on a Monday, you can do that as an entrepreneur. But just be ready to, pull up those socks on a Sunday too if it's needed. So yeah, that's one thing I would say. The other thing about I would say was and has been a con for us in 2021 as two business owners is the uncertainty. It's honestly been crazy. Like even with our website, it was supposed to launch way back. But you have your stakeholders getting affected due to COVID, or their family members getting due to affected because of COVID, and the timelines are kind of pushed a lot. There have been instances where we had to change two vendors. We're on the third vendor right now. Basically, they were supposed to help us with our packaging materials. And I don't know, it was a luck or what. We reached out to a vendor in Delhi. It was all fine until, we had our initial conversations going. We closed down all the MOQs. We closed down on the final pricing. Everything was set. And I think it was right around the time when they were beginning the project, when they started manufacturing the material for us. One of their family member got affected due to COVID, and it wasn't a mild case; it was a severe case. And once things kind of started falling in place, Delhi announced a lockdown. So it's been crazy. And secondly, then we moved to the second vendor. That vendor was in Bangalore. Things were going great in Bangalore, and suddenly when they started manufacturing our material, Karnataka announced a lockdown. So, these kind of things are happening with a lot of business owners, not just us. A lot of our brand partners also struggled with it. They were supposed to come up with some new launches. They were supposed to introduce some new products. But all of those new launches have been delayed because of various lockdowns in various cities. Or let's say, when we had the second wave, there wasn't a lot of traction coming from the customers and also. So their website traffic kind of slowed down, interactions on social media kind of slowed down. So it's been pretty difficult for a lot of small business owners in 2021, even 2020 for that matter. But the other thing I would say has been working out for us that we're all working from home. We're saving our electricity costs, we're saving our rents. So that's another pro for us as business owners. So it's honestly a double-edged sword.
Agreed. Business is a double-edged sword, but slowly, steady, I think business is also heading to pick up if everything goes well. So
Definitely. So once everything falls into place, sorry, what were you
go
saying?
ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so once everything falls in place, once you have all your systems aligned well, you have your own team who's working pretty well, everything is just synchronizing well, then trust me, nothing is better than that, because you are doing what you truly want to do. That's, I would say, one of the major things that one should focus on when things are kind of are on a low, because we have had instances where we felt like, what are we doing? Things are just not working out for us. But the only thing that kept us going was why we started it in the first place. And we can't see ourselves anywhere else. So these are the two things I would say one should kind of keep in mind when things are not working out.
That's so well said. So, since you were into a 9 to 5 job and then you switched to being an entrepreneur, do you feel 9 to 5 is a secure job, or will that security also come with being an entrepreneur?
Honestly, it's very subjective on what sort of a job are you in, what sort of a company are you with. There are companies who will give you the best time of your life, because I mean, it's not necessary for you to feel that it's best, or it would be the best if I do something of my own. Like the previous me, the oldest, the Divya Bherwani from 2017 or 2018 found solace in having a 9 to 5 job. Um, so I think it totally depends in terms of security as well, because see, with business you need to take certain calculative risks. It may or may not be secure depending on the nature of your business, um, and at what stage of the business are you in. And likewise for a 9 to 5 job, if you are at a company who feels that all their employees are disposable and can be replaced on the very next day, then even that sort of a job is not secure, to be honest, because you can be thrown out whenever uh, things get hard for the company. um, so I would say it's very subjective.
Yep, true. I mean, these are uncertain times, and we have seen so many companies layoffs in massive scales, including government jobs. So yes, definitely, it's a totally subjective thing.
Yeah.
So I think entrepreneurship is risky, and like you said, you have to take calculative risk. But I think for someone to like even take that step is a success. So I'd like to ask you, how would you define success?
That's very interesting because I learned something from you guys a while ago. Not just so, while personally, of course, I do look at success from various angles, but when I thought I would be on a podcast and if someone asks me something like this, it's majorly going to be related to work. But after having that small little chat with you, it made me realize that maybe I should just talk what I and my friends truly believe in. So I see success as uh, being happy, to be honest, in terms of what you're doing in life in general. Um, are you healthy or not? As I totally agree with you, Ferry, because I'm personally who someone is into yoga, who likes to work out. And on days when I'm not working out, or if I have taken a gap of, let's say, 7 days, I feel unhappy. And I feel to have like a successful life, you need to have like a balanced life where you're happy at all aspects of your life, be it personal, you're having healthy relationships with your friends, with your partner, with your parents, with your family. That I think is one pillar of success. B, you're doing what you truly want to do. C, you're making money out of the things that you like to do and you love to do. So that's another leg of success, I would say.
Wonderfully put.
Yeah, I truly go by what you said. And, being happy it also helps you, put your mind to rest and get your work done, whether it's a 9 to 5 job or whether it's an entrepreneurship. Being happy is always the key point. Now,
Yeah.
since we've coming to an end of this chat, if any of our audience wants to connect you or wants to get to know your business well, how can they connect with you?
They can reach out to me on my email. Would you like me to spell it out, or would you be putting it somewhere in the link, or how does that work out? But they can just reach out to me on email, or they can reach out to me on LinkedIn, even on Instagram for that matter. I'm all yours.
We prefer social medias or something because email is a little risky because
Uh-huh.
then you will get a lot of spam. So we don't want
Uh,
our guests to, get spammed and, you know,
so
unnecessary emails.
yeah, so then I would say LinkedIn would be the best place. Yeah.
So if you want to get connected with Divya, I will share her LinkedIn profile in our blog post below. If you are on YouTube, go head to our website and get her profile URL. Ferry, you have any last words to say?
Yes, thank you for coming on our show. And basically, is there anything else you would like to add more? I'm just like when we initially started, I told you about our show and all. It was really interactive conversations we had. I mean, we discussed all these and more. So, would you like to say some last words to our audience, to us and to our audience?
Um, Just one thing that be open to experimenting and trying stuff out as long as it's in the capacity. So let's say if you are in your 20s, for example. I mean, I can't say for all, but um, you have a great job, but you're not happy with it, or you, in fact, even if you're a business owner and things are not really working out for you, and you've kind of lost your path and aim and goal, feel free to just move back to a job. That's also totally fine. And if you're unhappy at a job, feel free to take that risk and start your own business or start freelancing. Basically, just don't get stuck in a pattern just because you jumped into it way before and you made commitments to other people around you. And basically stop thinking about what the world and the society is going to say. It's okay. You will keep having different sort of successes, let's say milestones and failures and whatnot. But just be open to changing your pattern.
I think that's really helpful. Thank you for sharing this with us.
I'm glad to be here talking to you guys.
Same here. Same here.
Happy to have you. It's interesting to know someone else's entrepreneurship journey.
Thank you so much.
Me and Ferry, on behalf of Unplug Tech, wish you all the best in your journey. And do share us your website link once it's live so we can share it with our audience. And thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It means a lot.
Yes.
It is wonderful being here.
So guys, if you all want to come on our show, come to our website. There is a form, fill it. We would love to know your journey. We'd love to share your journey with our audience. If you want to talk about a specific topic, more than welcome. Just let us know. We'll be happy to have you. Thank you again. Thank you, Ferry. Thank you, Divya. Wait for our next episode.